Okay, guys, today in our chapter book, our novel, I should say, we are going to read page 144 to 148. Get your novel out and let's track along with me, okay? Hopefully you've already read this through yourself. And just to give you a little back track to put us where we were, they just got Mrs. Frankweiler gave them the task of finding the right file in her huge thing of file cabinets in 1 hour, and she gave them no clues, and that was that. So they are racing against time, okay? On page 144, what's the matter with you, Claude? We have only 1 hour. 5 minutes of planning are worth 15 minutes of just looking. Quick, give me the pencil and notepad from that table. Jamie ran to get them. Claudia immediately began making a list. Here's what we'll look up. I'll take the odd numbers, you take the even. I want odd. Oh, for goodness sake, Jamie, take odds then. Here's the list Claudia wrote. 1. Michelangelo. 2. Buonarroti. 3. Angel. 4. Park Bernay Galleries. 5. Metropolitan Museum of Art. 6. Italian Renaissance. 7. Auctions. 8. Sculptor. 9. Marble. 10. Florence, Italy. 11. Rome, Italy. Jamie looked over the list. I changed my mind. I'll take evens. There's one less. Talk about wasting time, Claudia screamed. Take evens then, but get to it. They began to work very rapidly. Claudia once or twice cautioned Jamie not to make a mess. They had exhausted the list, odds as well as evens. There were folders on most of the categories they looked up, but upon examining them, they found not one hint of Angel. Claudia was feeling depressed. She looked at the clock. 6 minutes to go. Think, Jamie, think. What else can we look up? Jamie squinted his eyes, a sign that he was thinking hard. Look him up under... What kind of language is that, look him up under? Oh, baloney, Claude. Why do you always pick on my Baloney. Baloney, that's it, Jamie. She bought Angel in Bologna, Italy. The paper said so. Look up Bologna. Both ran back to the files and pulled out a file folder fat with papers and documents. It was labeled Bologna, Italy. They knew, even before opening it, that it was the right one. I knew, too. They had found the file that held the secret. Claudia was no longer in a hurry. She sauntered over to the table, carefully laid down the file, smoothed her skirt under her, and sat in a chair. Jamie was jumping up and down. Hurry up, Claude. The hour is almost over. Claudia was not to be hurried. She carefully opened the folder, almost afraid of what she would find. The evidence was sealed between 2 sheets of glass. The evidence was a very special, very old piece of paper. On one side was written a poem, a sonnet. Since it was written in Italian, neither Claudia nor Jamie could read it, but they could see that the handwriting was angular and beautiful, in itself almost a work of art. And there was a signature, Michelangelo. The other side of the paper needed no translation, for there, in the midst of sketches of hands and torsos, was a sketch of someone they knew, Angel. There were the first lines of a thought that was to become a museum mystery 470 years later. There, on that piece of old paper, was the idea just as it had come from Michelangelo's head to his hand, and he had jotted it down. Claudia looked at the sketch until its image became blurred. She was crying. At first she said nothing. She simply sat on the chair with tears slowly streaming down her face, hugging the glass frame and shaking her head back and forth. When at last she found her voice, it was a hushed voice, the voice she used for church. Just think, Jamie, Michelangelo himself touched this over 400 years ago. Jamie was looking through the rest of the folder. The glass, he said. I'll bet he didn't touch the glass. Are his fingerprints on it? He didn't wait for an answer before asking something else. What do you suppose the rest of these papers are? They are my research on Angel, I answered, as I emerged from my hiding place in the closet. He did it in Rome, you know. I just file it under B for Bologna to make it hard. Both children looked up at me startled. Just as they had lost all their feelings of urgency, they had also lost all thoughts of me. Finding a secret can make everything else unimportant, you know. Claudia said nothing and nothing and nothing. She noticed clutching the drawing to her chest and rocking it back and forth. She continued. She appeared to be in a trance. Jamie and I stared at her until she felt our eyes focused on her like 4 laser beams. She looked up at us, then she smiled. Michelangelo did sculpture the statue, didn't he, Mrs. Frank Weiler? Of course. I've known for a long time that he did, ever since I got that sketch. How did you get the sketch? Jamie asked. I got it after the war. Which war? Jamie interrupted. World War II. Which war did you think I meant? The American Revolution? Are you that old? Jamie asked. I'm not even going to answer that. Claudia said, Hush, Jamie, let her tell us. But she couldn't hush either. She rushed in with an explanation. I'll bet you helped some rich Italian nobleman or some descendant of Michelangelo's to escape, and he gave you this sketch out of his undying gratitude. That's one explanation, but not the correct one. There was a rich Italian nobleman involved. That part is right. Did he sell it to you? Jamie asked. Claudia rushed in again with another explanation. He had this beautiful daughter, and she needed this operation very badly, and you... Jamie interrupted. Hush, Claudia. Then he asked me, why did he give it to you? Because he was a very, very bad poker player, and I am a very good one. You won it at cards? I could see admiration grow in Jamie's eyes. Yes, I did. Did you cheat? He asked. Jamie, when the stakes are high, I never cheat. I consider myself too important to do that. Jamie asked, how come you don't sell the sketch? You could get quite a boodle for it, being that it matches up with the statue and all. I need having the secret more than I need money, I told him. I knew that Claudia understood. Jamie looked puzzled. Thank you for sharing your secret with us, Claudia whispered. How do you know that we'll keep your secret? Jamie asked. So we'll stop there for today. What I want you to do is keep your novel handy. Answer your questions from this part of the reading on your Google form and submit it to me. Please write in complete sentences, okay? And restate the question in your answer. So if I ask you, what was the secret filed under, you would say the secret was filed under Bologna, Italy. Get it? Got it? See you in a bit.